So the most important part in ensuring that your agency has huge success when it comes to OnlyFans management is right at the beginning. It's all about the onboarding. So once you've finally found that one client, that one model that's happy to work with you, once she has agreed to working with you guys, what are the first couple of steps for her to be onboarded onto your agency? I mean, look, most people, most agency owners, what they do is they'll find a client to work with. They might set up a WhatsApp chat and then just get the login details to OF, and that is it. And then they'll just try and figure it out along the way. But that's a surefire way of failing. I mean, look, the most important part of any successful business relationship, especially when it comes to service-based businesses, is all about managing expectations. So let me give you a really quick example, right? So you watching this right now, I'm sure you've had some sort of an experience at some point within your life where, let's just give you a quick example, like PayPal. Let's just say you have a PayPal account, or maybe it's your bank, whatever, and you have an issue, you have a problem. You go ahead and you type out an email and you send across an email for them, right? Typically what happens is you will automatically get a response which is automatically generated that will reply within a couple of seconds or minutes saying, hey, we've received your email, and just to let you know, we typically get back to you within 3 to 5 business working days. These quick responses, these quick email replies are very important, and of course they're done on purpose. The reason for that is to manage your expectations, because think about it alternatively. If you sent across an email and you needed some support and you needed somebody to get back to you and you heard nothing from nobody, well, you'd be pretty pissed off, right? You'd be thinking, oh my God, this is so long, nobody's here, I might not work with these guys anymore, I might get away from PayPal or etc. Right? But because you got an instant reply, managing your expectations, saying, hey, we've received your email, we'll get back to you within 3 to 5 business working days. For the next 3 to 5 days, yes, you might still have that urgency, you want to get a response as soon as possible, but you know in the back of your mind, okay, well, if it's day 2 and you haven't heard anything back, it's okay, because they told you they're probably going to get back to you within 3 to 5 business working days. So that's all about managing your expectations, okay? So when it comes to your OnlyFans management agency, it's exactly the same thing. So that's what we're going to be covering in today's video. Welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you're watching this video, or myself, my name is Marcus Hustle and I run an OnlyFans management agency. I've been doing so for the last couple of years. We've had some wild success. We manage a couple models currently. Overall, the last couple of years, we managed over a couple 100 models, and some of our models right now are making over $120,000 per month. So we have tons of experience. We have made a lot of mistakes and we've learned from them. And I like to make these videos to inspire you guys to either start a business, make some cash, and be able to travel the world, because who doesn't want to do that? And one of the easiest ways online right now is by starting an OnlyFans management agency. Trust me, there is no other business model like it, and there's no other business model like this one where there's not a lot of competition. So it's your time to start. And also, if you're watching this and you are a OnlyFans model and you're looking to get started with an agency, we might just be able to take you on depending on your experience and how long you've been doing it for, and how much you're currently making on OF. Go ahead and reach out to me on Instagram at Marcus Hustle. The at should be here on the screen. But anyway, let's get back to the video. I hope you enjoy the video as well, and leave a like. They actually do help a lot. I know a lot of people on YouTube are about like,
oh, leave a like on the video,
but I promise you that does actually make a massive difference. We put a lot of effort into these videos, and I really appreciate it if you guys could just leave a like. Thank you very much. Going back to the video itself, right? So managing expectations. So this is one of the most easiest ways to actually 10x your business in the long run, rather than doing a bunch of more outreach or thinking of some new marketing tactics, etc. You want to make sure that every client you get on board, that you have a very long and prosperous business relationship, rather than getting a client on board and then working with them for a month, they have a bad experience, they leave, and then you're constantly running this kind of hamster wheel, and you're just kind of burning yourself out, right? You lose track of how many clients you worked with, you don't really enjoy the business model anymore, and you don't end up making money, right? So instead, you want to do it the right way. So these are a couple of tips that I've learned along the last couple of years that I wanted to share with you, some really simple hacks that you can implement from today, so the next model you bring on board, you guys have a very great relationship with. And again, for example, if you're watching this and you are actually a OnlyFans model, watch out for these things, because if you are signing up for an agency and they don't do any of the things that I'm about to mention, well, it probably means that they're either very inexperienced, or it could be just they're running it in a different way. But we've just found, out of all the things that we've tested and trialed, these are the things that really do work, and they make a massive difference. So let's go into it. So the first thing, before even the actual onboarding itself, before that, it's the actual call, right? So the actual Zoom call, I mean, we do a Zoom call before we sign up any model. that in itself is, how do you present yourself as an agency owner? You know, like, are you just doing a call from your phone and the background is like a bunch of mess and the model maybe can barely hear you? And also on the call, do you just like not sound confident? Maybe you sound like you don't know what the hell you're talking about, which of course is normal when you're starting out, but then over time you should start to learn certain things, pick up certain things that you can mention on calls to give the model more confidence in working with yourself, right? So these things are very, very important. So it all starts off with a call, but like I said, this video particularly, I wanted to mention the actual onboarding process in itself. So after the call, you should be able to send across a legal contract to the client for her or him to read through, sign, and then you guys can start working together, okay? And then from there, that's when the onboarding process starts. So without going into every single little part, which by the way, we do teach in our online program, which again, you can find a link down below. We have an entire extensive program that teaches everything in so much detail, but I like to make these YouTube videos to just pick out on certain little points and just go over them. But in the course, we give you exact how-tos. So if you're interested in that, there'll be a link down below. But anyway, so the actual onboarding in itself, first of all, there should be some sort of like a video that the model is able to watch after he or she has signed the contract. Yeah. So once they've signed a contract and they're legally now are ready to work with you, you guys are in a legal contract to work together. For us, at least anyway, we like to send them across a welcome video. So this video is very, very important because this video does essentially the onboarding for you. It's an automated way, instead of you having to repeat yourself every single time with every single client, because the way you do things should be pretty much the same along most clients. So this video explains it all. So let's break down the video, right? And also, by the way, the video can just be hosted on a simple landing page. You do not need to build like a crazy website for this. It can just be hosted on ClickFunnels or Go High Level, just a really simple landing page. But the video that is hosted on the video on the landing page itself, that's the most important part. So the video should first of all obviously introduce yourself. So who are you? What do you guys actually do? What do you represent? The second thing, straight away, I would recommend kind of going into some results that you've achieved in the past. If you haven't got any, that's fine. Obviously, just ignore this part. But if you have, definitely mention them. The reason for that is this is a very, very important lesson that a lot of people don't really understand. Now, even though at this point, your model has technically signed up and she's ready to work with you, right? So you would think that the sales aspect of it and convincing them to work with you is technically over, but absolutely not. Please remember this. And this goes for any service-based business that you're running. No matter what the fuck kind of service you're providing, you're constantly having to sell your client on why they should carry on working with you, right? So even though, yes, the model has agreed and she's happy to work with you and you've technically signed her on for the first month, well, you constantly need to remind her on why you guys are the best. So in this video, after your introduction on who you are and what you guys do, you should definitely have a bunch of results and testimonials and case studies afterwards. Again, if you have them. If you don't, no worries, you'll get them eventually, and then you can redo the video and add that in there. The next part, and this is the most important part now, is you want to set very, very clear expectations on a couple of things. Number one, what are you guys actually going to do? So how is this business relationship going to work? So what do you guys do? And then what do you expect from the model? So for example, what do you guys manage? Like, do you guys manage the social medias, or does that up to the model? Do you guys obviously do the chatting, or is that up to the model? So on and so on and so on, right? So you want to explain in very, very clear detail who does what. So you want to clearly set out the roles. Again, if you are just brand new and you don't know, again, maybe perhaps over time, you're going to learn these certain things, or if you want to skip doing it all yourself and you just want to learn from somebody who knows, again, that's why we have the course. That'll be the link down in the description, like shameless plug. But it'll just save you so much time. We'll tell you exactly kind of how to structure all these things. So the most important part of the video is this third part, which is setting clear expectations on who does what, okay? Because once you very, very clearly explain, okay, this is what we're going to be in charge of, this is what we're going to do, and we need you to do this, then once you've explained that from the get-go, everybody understands what needs to be done, and then you just carry on working from there, okay? That's very important. The next important part within the video is the results, okay? So again, this is another very, very important lesson I need you to understand. If you're brand new to business, period, this is very important. What most people do is they overpromise and underdeliver. That's the worst fucking thing you can do. Again, that would be the same as the analogy or the example I gave you earlier with the whole email situation, where you email somebody for a support, for example, and they send you an automated email back saying, I'll promise you I will get back to you within the next 5 minutes. And then you get back to them within the next 2 days. So you set the expectation that you're gonna reply within 5 minutes, but you actually get back to them within 2 hours. That's stupid. Why the fuck would you do that? Because even if you didn't say you're gonna get back within 5 minutes, and you just said we're gonna get back to you within 2 hours, or even if you just said we'll get back to you within 3 days, but you got back with them within 2 days, it's going to be a way better experience for the client than saying, oh yeah, we'll get back to you in 5 minutes. It's stupid. And a lot of you guys do the same thing within the agency. A lot of you guys say, yeah, within the first month, we're gonna do this. You don't have to do anything. Just take a few photos and videos once a week, and then we're gonna make you an extra $20,000 in your first month. Although there's a very slim chance that it might happen, and you might have actually done that for one client in your entire journey, do not say that, because you're setting yourself and the client very difficult expectations to hit and actually attain. Why would you do that? So just be honest and just say, look, this is typically how we work. This is what's going to happen. And in the past couple of clients that we worked with, on average, these are the kind of results you can be expecting. Look, I want to be upfront and honest with you. Instead of setting some crazy expectations that are going to be very hard to achieve, I want to be honest that within the first month, we're kind of expecting to get this amount of increase in growth and fans and income. Then the next month is typically an X amount of growth and so on and so on. But if you just bear with us, within the next 6 months, we should be able to grow your account to X amount, right? If all goes to plan. And again, when it comes to setting expectations, you got to remind the model or the client that you're working with, you know, look, it's a 50-50 or whatever the percentage that you've agreed with. So it's a partnership. So yes, you are going to be doing a lot of the work, but the client has to do a lot of the work as well. It's not just all on you, right? Because if the client underperforms, well, then in total, the account is going to underperform, right? Because again, like I said, it's a 50-50. So anyway, so that's very important stuff. The last couple of things, which is communication. Now, again, I think communication is probably the biggest downfall for most people when it comes to running any service-based business, specifically OnlyFans management for that matter. So when it comes to communication, there's two main things that you have to mention in this fucking video, boys. So number one is, where can the model contact you? Okay, so if the model is emailing you, messaging you on WhatsApp, calling you, texting you on your mobile, and messaging you on Instagram, why would you do that? Like, that's ridiculous, because then now you have all these different ways of potentially missing the message. Like, it's stupid. Why would you do that? So just pick one. Just genuinely just have, there's no fucking need to have multiple. Just pick one. For us, we like to keep it very simple, just WhatsApp, right? So for us, we literally explicitly say, look, we keep all communications on WhatsApp. If you message us anywhere else, you're free to do if you really want to, but we cannot guarantee a response at any time, at any point outside of WhatsApp. Within WhatsApp, we guarantee a response within 24 hours in business working days, Monday to Friday. That's exactly what we say. You can copy us and you do exactly the same thing if you wish, right? So again, it's very simple, but you want to make sure you set clear expectations on communication. Because again, if you don't, and then the model emails you and you don't get back to them within the next 3 days, and they freak out because they emailed you on Friday, but you go back to them on Monday, and you don't really check your emails that often, then all of a sudden, you know, there can be a problem that you could have avoided from the get-go. Those are the main things, guys. And then the last thing, which I've kind of touched on already, is, okay, moving forward, what can the model expect in terms of what's going to be provided, right? So if you don't provide chatters for whatever reason, just a weird example, you need to say that, right? If you don't provide paid forms of marketing, if you don't provide GGs, for example, if you don't provide collaborations, if you don't provide shoots, like in-person photo shoots, whatever you guys don't do or whatever you do, you need to let these models and the clients know, because again, like I said, then it just avoids any problems in the future. And the more problems you avoid, the better the relationship, the longer you're able to work with them, and the longer you work with them, the more income you make. Simple as that, and everybody makes more money, and you guys have a great prosperous business relationship. Simple as that. Sweet. So I hope you enjoyed this video. There was quite a lot to take away from this one. Please, honestly, I need you to leave a like on the video. And also, I checked the statistics on YouTube, and there's about 75% of you motherfuckers that watch these videos and don't subscribe. So if it's you watching right now and you haven't subscribed, like, it literally takes you 2 seconds, and you're probably gonna watch more of these videos anyway. So instead of you having to search and sometimes see my video pop up, you might as well just subscribe so you constantly see an income on my videos. It's gonna help you a lot. You're gonna make a lot of money. Why the fuck not? Thank you very much. On that note, I'll see you on the next video. Yeah, take care.